Well, g'day, it's Jono here with Monday Myth Check. And today we're just going to talk about this idea of leaving yourself open, or being open is a doorway to basically being trodden on and being a doormat. And so I want to really unpack this, want to think about, is it true? What can be some of the problems with it? And what are some actions you can take? I've just had an experience today where I've just been out on the trails. Almost finished my ride now. I've got a couple of miles left to go, doing this gorgeous climb up this road, which ordinarily is a nice road, but it's just newly been graveled. And so it's a little hard to climb. On the trails today, I just happened to meet a guy. Turned out this guy's going through some significant business transition, business change. It's an area that I have a lot of passion for. I have a whole program called Leaders in Transition for what I do. And we just opened up. We just had conversation about all sorts of things, about marriage, about business, about he has his business overseas. We talked about international business. We talked about leadership, all sorts of things. And it could have just been one of those moments where it was just like, hey, how you doing? We could have moved on. At the end of the day, we transacted numbers. He lives in the local area, and we're going to catch up. I really liked the guy. I enjoyed just the conversation I had on a 2-mile climb up a road. And so I left myself open to that opportunity. Now, to me, leaving myself open comes naturally. I can't understand how people don't do it, but I get it. Some people feel like, look, if I really open up, if I really open myself to possibility or to conversations or exposing my heart or exposing some of my actions, maybe my flaws, people will take advantage of that. And I just want to say that that's not necessarily true. And by the way, even if they do, obviously you'd be very safe about how you do that. But even if they do, then maybe they're not the kind of people you should be hanging around. And so really, really important to think about this. So a couple of things. Leaving yourself open means you're open to different conversations. You're open to possibilities. You're open to innovation. We talked about this in terms of, the customer is always right, and a couple of the other myth checks that we've done. The other reason that I would say, leaving yourself open is you never know where the next transaction, the next conversation, the next deal is going to come from. Being open and friendly. I just was really blessed this week to have someone tell me in this local town how I've developed a reputation for being open and friendly and fair and kind. I love those things. I think they're really important in business. I don't care what people say. So what can you do about it? All right. Now, I'm not asking you to bare your soul. I'm not asking you to, in fact, some people will unresourcefully do that as a way of protecting themselves, overshare. What I'm saying is leave yourself open to conversations, leave yourself open to possibilities. What could you do this week? Where could you strike up a conversation? Maybe it's someone you do know, maybe it's someone you don't, maybe it's someone you need to reach out to. But where could you have a conversation that's just genuinely a conversation about you and them that may lead somewhere, that may lead to some business, but it'll certainly lead to a good relationship, maybe even a friendship. Have a think about that today, because if you really run on that myth that if I leave myself open, I'm going to get walked all over, then you're going to be pretty lonely in life. So yes, you do need to think about how you guard yourself in that process, but you also need to think about how you can open yourself up some more. This is Monday Myth Check. Leaving yourself open exposes you to being a potential doormat. I'm Jono. As always, enjoy the journey.